You've probably tried stretching, icing pack, heating pack, and massaging, acupuncture, and more. But those only help you for a short time, and you know that those don't really address the root problem. And you are looking for a holistic solution that addresses the root problem. But that doesn't involve injecting or ingesting something into your body, right? So the good news is I'm bringing a holistic solution, and that is to retrain your nervous system and your body and the movement patterns so that you can reduce the pain and tension to your neck significantly and improve your functions. So we all have an amazing and wonderful nervous system and the body. So such a wonderful resources only if we know and only if we learn how to tap into our own potential. So that's what my really channel is all about. And so if you want to change your condition and improve your functions, improve the quality of movement in your body for good, and please watch this video until the end. So let's talk about the cervical spondylosis or neck arthritis. And basically, just over the ears, and because of how you move and use your body. And then of course, we don't use our body very well in general, and we don't move and use the bodies unevenly. So we stress some parts a lot more than the other parts. When it comes to the neck, it's very common that it's the common posture. You're probably familiar with this posture, this, right? So then people were trying to address the posture. Okay, so this is the postural issue, so I need to correct my posture. But really think about, how do we get to this place? And then how does it relate to cervical spondylosis or neck arthritis, right? So if you look at here, and I am like, my upper neck is stuck in these positions and constantly into extension, compress, right? And then my lower neck, I'm hinging through the lower neck. So you may have some crease in the back of your neck. What does that tell you? That tells you that's how you've been moving, right? When it comes to looking upward, any movements, right? All the movements are taking place, this plane of the motion, then all the movements, is not all the movements, but a lot of the movements are coming from your lower neck. Well, guess what happened? And where is the most of the wear and tear, right? In x-rays, for example. Then a very, very common in the lower cervical spine, right? C5, C6, and C7, and that's where people tend to have increased wear and tear, right? Spondylosis, cervical spondylosis, arthritis, right? So it's not a coincidence that you see that. And so what's the solution? Is it that you're going to address it, stretch it, and you're going to massage it, but don't forget, this didn't happen overnight. This is a reflection of how you have been moving, right? So recognizing that is your really part of, this is part of you. This is part of how you have been presenting yourself to the world, how you have been carrying yourself, interacting with the world, right? So that's a movement patterns. Just to give you a perspective. And so when you think about what does it take to involve and to improve your conditions, right? In this case, a cervical spondylosis. How do you improve that? It's not really a matter of stretching the tight muscles, right? Or strengthening the weak muscles. Those happen for reasons because of the way you have been moving. So how do you change that? It always starts with you learning about your body, right? So you have to first learn how to connect with your body so that you can start to understand, you learn about your body from the inside. And that's really what I have been talking in all my videos, right? So talk about, let's connect with your body so you can pay attention to your body. You can become more aware of your body and the movement patterns. That's where changes starts to happen, right? Changes, you don't impose the changes or the ideas into your body, but then the body moves and your nervous system hasn't really changed. Your nervous system is what really controls your body and the movements. So unless you really change how the nervous system interacts with your body, and so that it changes the movement patterns, you're still gonna be stuck in the same patterns, right? So this is what I talk about. It's not like I don't like to do the stretching, or it's not like I don't like to do any strengthening exercises, but I think that people are not really understanding why such conditions develop in the first place. So think about it. It is almost thinking in backwards, right? So if you want to change it, well, you got to change the underlying conditions, habitual patterns. So if you don't know your habitual patterns, then, well, you don't know what you need to change. Therefore, you're just going to fix what others tell you to fix. Stretch, okay. Somebody tell you to stretch this muscles, I'm going to stretch this muscles. Oh, I'm tight here. So, well, why is it the upper cervical is so locked up? Somebody would say, right? And why doesn't it move? Well, because you have been moving this way, and you don't really, your body, your nervous system hasn't really recognized ways to really move in a way that actually elongate your neck and to support yourself. So if you don't know about your body, then you really, how you're supposed to change. And if you don't know how to move well, then, well, how are you supposed to improve your movements, your functions, right? So that's very, very important. So I will do more specific movement retraining in other videos, and specifically for issues related to the neck. But let me talk a little bit about cervical spondylosis as far as the movement patterns, the common movement patterns that are associated with this condition. Because of the common habitual tendency, or the biases, or the patterns of moving mostly from the neck, right? And looking downward, looking upward. So if I ask you to, from a sitting position, and to look up towards the direction of your head, don't look at the screen, you pay attention to your own body so that you can feel, sense your body, right? As you are sitting, and then from the neutral position, and it slowly starts to bring your head up and to look up towards the ceiling. Slowly, and then bring your head back to the neutral, looking straight forward. And do that a few times. I'm not asking you to check how far you can look up, but I'm asking you to pay attention and to notice, where is the movement taking place? Where is the movement coming from? And then you can start to recognize and sense that, oh, I'm actually moving mostly from my neck. And particularly, moving from the lower neck, the cervical spine. Maybe. I'm just guessing based on the common patterns that I have observed in many people. And as you are doing the movements, so notice what happens to your upper back and the mid back. Is there any movement taking place? Or is the movement connected down further down to your spine? Or is the movement taking place mostly from your neck? So I think you will find that movement that you are doing, right, looking upward as an example, is mostly you are using your neck to do that. And there isn't much intuition from other parts, particularly your thoracic spine. So one of the things that I talk about in my videos, and well, one of the things that I do teach in all my movement retraining is really about integration, right? It's not about isolation, but it is more about integration, right? So you think about your body as one, and when you look at a particular functions and movements, then oftentimes a lack of integration. And the lack of integration means what? It means some parts are doing a lot of work, other parts are not so much, right? So when it comes to the function of the neck, as it relates to the cervical spondylosis, as an example, then yes, it does show that there is a lack of integration. There's a lot of isolated movement taking place around the neck. So you could say that's excessive and that's unnecessary. You look at how tiny the neck, the cervical spine is relative to the size of the spine below. Lumbar spine, for example, much bigger. And all the structures, the muscles that are attached to the lumbar spine compared to the cervical spine. Well, which one have more advantage, mechanical advantage, right? So, how do you improve that condition? I always think about, in order to improve any part, well, how can I improve, how can I integrate more so that I can invite more parts of myself into the movements so they all begin to work as a whole rather than a few parts doing all the work, other parts are not doing anything, just hanging in the back. Well, that's not fair, right? Integration of the chest, integration of the entire spine, integration of the hips, as an example, right? With the neck. So you could say your chest is part of your neck. You could say your back is part of your neck. You could say your pelvis and hips are part of your neck. How about that? So, don't I always say everything's connected, all the body parts are connected, nervous system, mind, your body, all connected, right? I really mean it. So I hope this is helpful, my inside perspective, and maybe helping you, and to look at your conditions a little bit differently and think more from a functional perspective and from a perspective of integrations, the whole, right? Rather than mechanical parts that you want to fix. Well, not so much, right? If that's the case, then, well, you wouldn't be probably watching this video right now. So, I hope this video is helpful, and if you like this video, and please support my channel by subscribing and hitting the like button. And if you want to become the best expert in your body and in how your body wants to move, and please watch my free masterclass. And the link to the masterclass is in the description box down below. So please check it out. And you can apply for my mentorship program inside the masterclass if you are ready to dive deep into understanding your body and taking the full ownership of your body. So, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy this one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye now.